charisma, swagger, Christ-like abilities, and a kidnapping this week on Top of the Stack. First up, we have Star Wars Lando, written by Charles Soule. This is the number 1 out of 5 in the Star Wars series following Lando Calrissian. Now this one starts off just showing you Lando as Lando does, using his charm, his charisma to get what he wants, manipulate and steal, and he does a really good job. It's really well written, and you can just see this persuasion he has towards people, but in this opening scene towards women in general. I just really love that opening scene. It then goes in to show why he got this trinket. It was to pay off a debt that he thought was going to be wiped out. However, it's only 10%, and he's stuck doing one last job where, you know, he can pay everything off and go on his way, and he starts getting this ragtag team together to go in and steal this ship full of art and artifacts to end up paying off this thing. The only thing is, in this issue, he may have messed with the wrong guy. Now, I'm going to let you read this and find out for yourself who he may have jacked, but it may not be good, and it's definitely going to get you hooked for the rest of this series, especially number 2. And on this one, I'm giving it a Christian Bale from Geek'd. Next on the list is Savior number 4 by Todd McFarlane and Brian Hogwin, art by Clayton Crane. This one picks up right where the other one left off as well, with our Savior meeting with the sheriff of the town, trying to possibly give her some information. We find out that there is more to this Savior than we knew before. He has these green glowing powers of healing. We hear a testimony from the girl he saved about how she doesn't know how she got help, but she did get pulled from the plane. She should have been dead. We also get to see a scene with Malcolm, who's also now, after his friends are killed in this plane crash that he should have been in, he's now conflicted, it looks like, with religious ideas, where he's kind of infatuated with this girl Penny, who's trying to recruit him into this religion / cult, kind of like the Westboro Baptist. They have they hand him a sign that says planes crash, God laughs. So really, they're not nice people. They're not there for the love of Jesus or whatever they're claiming. And I really thought this was a good scene. It was kind of realistic, showing how people deal with tragedy. It's not always peachy. It's not always black and white. There's a gray area. You have feelings and thoughts, and that's exactly what Malcolm is going through in this issue. We also get a really good flashback of our Savior as a child. We see that maybe he might have possibly been born with these powers, and it's a really good moment to see why he's so worried about showing the world these powers and what he does to try to avoid that. So I definitely recommend this issue, issue number 4 of Savior, and I'm giving this one a Christian Bale. Now, normally I wouldn't talk about this comic because it is always on the top of my list, but it happens to be the end of an arc with Saga number 30, written by Brian K. Vaughan, art by Fiona Staples, and it was incredible. I mean, this series just never ceases to amaze me. Art is always great. That's one of the reasons I keep coming back, along with this amazing fleshed out world, fleshed out characters. On this one, we get to see Alana with Hazel trying to protect her, but they get pulled away, and she finally meets up with Marco, but, you know, Hazel doesn't. She's left with the grandmother who is kidnapped, and we're not sure where that's going to go, and we got to wait a couple months to get into issue number 31, but it really, really dives into these characters and what they'll do to help each other, and even the morals they have. When Marco and Alana meet, they're forced with the dilemma of whether to kill somebody or not, and the choice they make really comes down to the morals they have and they're using in their life. One of the parts I really appreciate in this book is the Will. He's always been a hard ass, a badass, but we saw this soft side where he took in the girl, saved her from Sextillion, and that's kind of who he's been since then. He's been on a mission to find Alana and Marco, but he's kind of been a soft-hearted softy. so far. He does wake up in this issue. He finds out something happened to his sister, and we are going to see a different Will come next issue. I can't wait to see where this ride goes. Love this comic. It's getting a Christian Bale from me, from Geek'd Up. If you have not read it, pick up the hardback, read issues 1 through 18, and catch up, because this is a series you cannot miss. This week I do have some honorable mentions, including Descender number 5 by Jeff Lemire, art by Dustin Nguyen, and Pisces by Chris Wiebe, and art by Johnny Christmas. I was really happy with these. Descender I've always been happy with. Pisces I was on the edge. It really picked up in this issue. The art in that book is so crazy, so trippy. The story's so grounded yet so out there that I just keep finding myself picking it up and picking it up and picking it up. So if you've been curious, maybe check out issue number 1 of those and see what you think. And that's it for the top of the stack this week, July 8th, 2015. Make sure you find us on Facebook at facebook.com/geekeduptv or on Twitter at twitter.com/geekeduptweets. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with your friends. If you have any questions or comments, we'll get back to each and every one of you. And until next time, stay geeked up and always hug a xenomorph.
Tiny superhero with big wit, never take shit, equipped with quick quips, getting double-crossed by Darren Cross earns him a fat lip. Toe in the line with me of mine, gets yellow jacket clipped. This is it, I was born for this, it's my time. Try to use these powers right, but I'm on a fine line. My answer ready to ride at the drop of a dime. That's not it at my side, is Hope Van Dyne.
Yeah, that's me, I'm Hope. My mom's name is Janet. Hooked up with